Bands and musicians have traveled America's back roads for decades, entertaining those who sit on bar stools along the way. Tonight, we introduce you to America's bands and musicians right here in Central Illinois. This is Clubhouse Lounge Radio's Backroads N Barstools.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Backroads N Barstools here on the first Sunday of August. I am Keith Gibson, and alongside me, my special guest this week, Mr. Douglas Willis. And Douglas, welcome to the Clubhouse Lounge Radio Studios, my friend.
Hey, thanks for having me, Keith. It's a pleasure, man.
Man, we have been working on this, trying to get you in the studio here for a while. I'm glad you're here to do a Backroads N Barstools session.
Absolutely.
A little background, I ran into Douglas at one of our favorite bars, Bargenta, about, a year and a half ago.
Yep.
And told him about the station and told him what I was doing, and he's like, I'm in. I'm like, all right, let's do this. And so I'm glad you're finally here and glad we're able to kick back, relax, and just have a nice conversation on a little Backroads N Barstools. So,
yes, this is awesome. What an honor.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, let's talk a little about you. Let's get people know about you. Where are you originally from?
So I grew up here in Central Illinois. Grew up in the little town of Atlanta, Illinois, just south of Bloomington, north of Lincoln.
Yeah, Atlanta, not Georgia.
Right, not Georgia, Atlanta, Illinois. So, but was born in Bloomington, Illinois, and then was pretty much raised around there. Graduated from Olympia High School in 2001, and just kind of have lived in the area, whether it be Bloomington or the little small surrounding towns, and currently reside in Clinton, Illinois. So.
All right. So we're in Clinton now, and how long have you been doing music?
So relatively new to the scene. Started right around COVID. My father was a musician. Grandfather was musicians as well. I lost them unexpectedly, and just thought, what better way to honor them than pick up the guitar and actually, try to do something with it. And so I'd say around 2020 is kind of when it all started unfolding for me a little bit. What a
beautiful way to honor them too, man.
That's
awesome.
Yes.
So picked up the guitar. Did you pick up one before, or had you picked up one, or was it like, okay, this is what I'm doing, this is what I want to do, and just kind of put your mind to it?
Yeah. So growing up, my dad was a drummer and a vocalist at the same time. Man of many trades with when it comes to music, but so I kind of grew up around the drums and played the drums and stuff like that. And then as I got older, being 6'5" and 300 pounds, I kind of got into sports and all that type of stuff. And so I kind of followed that route a lot through high school and stuff. My dad did buy me a guitar around my 18th birthday. Little old, clanker $100 guitar, but picked around on it a little bit, and then it just kind of sat in the closet. And it was kind of pick it up here and there and just learn a couple cowboy chords and stuff, but never knew anything what I was doing. And I think 2020 was just kind of that mindset of, I really want to teach myself this and kind of learn this. And still, to this day, no formal lessons or anything, kind of play by ear and that type of thing.
So my question is, did you pick up that same guitar to start learning how to play?
So I did actually.
That's awesome.
And so that guitar doesn't get played anymore. It's kind of just sits up in the closet. That's just kind of that special piece for me.
Yeah.
But to be honest, when I started, it was kind of a therapeutic thing. I was going through, some personal stuff in life, and sometimes life don't work out like we think. And
I hear that, my friend.
And so it was a coping mechanism for me too, just to kind of get through. And then the world kind of shut down for a while.
Yes.
So we all had some time on our hands, and at that time, I was driving semi-truck, and, on my days off, it was, family. And then when Dad had a little spare time, he picked the guitar up, went in the bedroom, or went out on the back porch and just kind of started playing.
So COVID actually may have been more of a kind of a blessing in disguise for you as well, because it gave you that extra time to pick it up and kind of get and your mind right. And I understand the
Right.
coping mechanism without a doubt.
Right.
You know, there's times where you've had a rough day, and sometimes you just need that decompression.
Yep.
And music is, you know, you picking the guitar up and doing that's yours, and this is mine. You know,
Right, right.
Sometimes I just need to sit in the studio and do what I need to do, and block everything else out. So
Yep.
I feel that 100%, and that's pretty awesome.
Yep.
So you started playing by ear. You picked up the guitar. You're playing. You're getting a groove. I take it.
Yep.
How long did it take you to kind of figure out things?
So I started kind of setting a goal of, you know, trying to learn a new song each week, you know, just something like that. And then it grew into 5 songs a week and 10 songs a week. And it just kind of, I started recognizing a lot of patterns and stuff within the music. And, going, well, hey, you know, these are the same chords played just a little bit differently, and that's this song, you know. And so I kind of started putting stuff together there. Singing around family and friends and stuff, backyard campfires, and just, you know. And then someone popped the idea of, hey, man, you should try out for The Voice, you know. And so I did. I submitted a video, and they accepted it, and I got to go up to Chicago and make it through a couple rounds up there, and it was up there at Navy Pier. And that was kind of that mark where I think I knew I was heading down a track that was meant for me.
Let's hold on before you go any farther, because I just learned. I'm learning this as we're sitting here. I did not know that about you.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that process a little bit.
Okay.
So you're playing around the campfire, which I love.
Right.
There is nothing better than a fall evening around a
Absolutely.
campfire, and someone has an acoustic guitar, and we'll sit there and start strumming and playing and singing. You want to put a guy in, and I'm talking about me, in a great mood and just relaxed and able to throw down beer after beer after beer.
Absolutely.
That's the time I can do, because I love that. Absolutely love it. So you do that. You submit this video. How long did the video have to be?
It had to be like 30 seconds to like a minute. Roughly.
So it's pretty short.
It's a pretty short, yeah. So it's pretty much covers a verse and a chorus, you know.
Oh, wow.
And you can't have any background music. They don't want you playing guitar with it. I mean, it's all a cappella that you have to send in that vocal, you know, like a vocal track. And so that was kind of a weird process for me to do, because I did it on phone. I didn't know how janky it was, you know, with a cell phone that I had. And but, you know, apparently they enjoyed it, and they, you know, gave me an invite. And so they gave me a date and time when they were having it. I was in the morning group, so I had to be up there bright-eyed and bushy-tailed in Chicago, downtown traffic and all that. So, but man, it was an experience that I've never had. Just to see literally a stadium size, you know, area of talented people that all can sing. You know?
Where do they do this at?
So they did it at Navy Pier there in
So
Chicago.
you said that Navy Pier. Okay.
Yep.
And how many people were there, you think?
In my group alone, there was probably close to 30 to 40,000.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah. And then in the second group, there was another 30,000. So there's probably, I'd say, 60 to 80,000 people that were invited there.
That's impressive, man.
So
you should pat yourself on the back for that.
It was cool. And then you know, you kind of go in by groups of 10, and they kind of had a little line in the middle of the floor, and then 10 feet in front of that line was a table, and it had a couple live judges, and then they had one computer screen that was flipped up and just watching you. So I'm not sure who was watching on the other side, but obviously some executive or whatever, or bigger judge, or one of the other celebrity judges. I'm not sure, but yeah. So you get up to that line, and you get just that. You get a line, a chorus and a verse, and you better belt it and you better bring it, And so my first one I did was Whiskey and You by Chris Stapleton.
Okay.
And that was the one that kind of got me through. And then the next one I did was Never Been to Spain by Three Dog Night.
I love me some Three Dog Night.
Dude, great song. And so got through those couple rounds. It gave me a card to come back. did that over a couple-day process, and ended up me and a guy that was actually taller than I was, and I don't have to look up to a lot of people, and but it was down to me and him in this group, and they chose him. He had a little more experience. He's played at the House of Blues in Chicago and that type of stuff.
So let's talk about this. Let's go back just a second here. So you're in a group of 30 to 40,000.
Yep.
You come in a group of 10.
Yep.
And out of that group of 10, they just take one or any or.
Yeah. So I seen them take 2 off of a group before, but usually it was 0.
Wow.
So I mean, just to even get pulled over to the side and say, hey, take this card and we'll see you tomorrow at this
That's
time.
pretty awesome, man.
So, but it was one of those things that I just kept seeing the stadium, decrease in population and, or the pier. And it was just like, why am I still here? Like one of those things. And then they kind of gathered everybody up, and I'd say there was less than a couple thousand people there in the auditorium, and that's when I got to make it to that next round, and that one, that last audition that I did, it was a little bit slower of a song. It was "Anymore" by Travis Tritt.
Okay.
And the guy that I was singing against was a little more energetic. He was up there snapping fingers and just being very more stage presence aware. And, with me, being inexperienced and all that type of stuff, I just got up there.
You just did you, man.
I just did me. I'm in a flannel shirt and a pair of jeans and a ball cap. I mean, just, I'm just an average dude, so.
That's an experience that not a lot of singer-songwriters can say they've done.
No.
And that's to get to the second round, go from 80,000 people down to 2,000. You're one of those 2,000.
Right.
Man, kudos to you. Good for you, man. That's pretty awesome.
So
that's a tip of cap to you right there, my friend.
Yep. So it was a crazy experience, and it was one of those things that was justifiable for me to, hey, this is a path that I think is right for me.
It made things click, didn't it?
Right. It kind of gave me a little confidence too, as well.
That's awesome. Hey, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and talk to Douglas a little more and get to know what kind of his inspirations were and what he likes to sing, and a little bit more about him. You're listening to Backroads N Barstools on Clubhouse Lounge Radio.
Hey, thanks for listening to Clubhouse Lounge Radio today and supporting the station. Whether you're at home, at work, or on the road, you can take Clubhouse Lounge Radio wherever you go, streaming 24/7 at chlradio.com and on our app. Hey, don't forget to follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Make sure you follow us. And if you've got an event, an upcoming show, if you got a business special, make sure you join our Facebook group. That way you can post all of your stuff in there as well, so everybody knows and can help us grow the station as well. All right, back to the music now, right here on Clubhouse Lounge Radio.
Welcome back to Backroads N Barstools on Clubhouse Lounge Radio. I am Keith Gibson. Alongside me today, my special guest, Douglas Willis, inside the studio today.
How's it going, y'all?
I love it, man. So we just heard from you that you were auditioned for The Voice, got to the second round. You went from 80,000, with 80,000 people auditioning, down to 2,000, man. That's awesome, but let's and that's kind of what made everything click.
Yeah.
Let's move forward now. The story of Douglas Willis. I love this, man. I love it.
Yeah.
So where do you go from there?
So from there, it was just, a boost of confidence, a boost of feeling like I belong. This is what my passion that I never really knew I had, and so came back and started doing it, and family and friends were very supportive and that type of thing of it, and so I started a little two-person group called Table 42, FOUR, and then the number 2. It was a buddy of mine, and we just started kind of doing collabs of acoustic covers, from 90s rock to 90s country to modern day stuff to stuff from the 70s. And
did you both play guitar?
So we did both play guitar.
Okay.
And we both sang, and he had a little deeper of a voice than I had, so it was kind of a cool mix. Some of the stuff I can do, with my vocal range is, I can do that very deep stuff, but I can hit some pretty good high notes too. And so it was a good blend of some of the stuff we were doing. Ultimately, we separated, and I kind of did some solo stuff for a little bit, and then decided to do a 4-person group, try that out, try the actual band thing out, just with scheduling conflicts and family stuff going on. It was hard to manage all of that, and so that kind of went away. We still kept the Table for Two name, and then I kind of dropped that off and just kind of went to that solo mode. It was one of those things. Hey, it's easier to worry about just taking care of you.
Right.
If I say something, then I know that I'm responsible,
Right.
and I can do it. Sometimes you can't be responsible for other people. I mean, you're labeled responsible, but
Right.
you can't be responsible. And then kind of along that way, I met a lady named Jackie Woodruff from Waynesville, and this lady's just been an awesome inspiration. She's like a second mom to me. But she
And we all need those in our lives.
Yeah, so she is like multiple capabilities on different instruments she can play. Her music runs very deep in her family. Her dad used to own a radio station in Missouri and all that type of stuff. And so how we met was her cousin Doug Ross, that plays for quite a few other local bands around here. Heck of a guitar player. He was my dad's guitar player. Well, that's her cousin. And so they wanted to, collab some stuff, and that kind of fell through. Well, Jackie kind of stayed by my side a little bit, and we started working together, and now we do some duo stuff, quite a bit of duo stuff together, and then I still go have my solo shows and stuff. But yeah, it's been a heck of a ride, man.
Let's talk about where'd you kind of get started when you had Table for Two, which I love that name, by the way. Where's some of the first places you played? Like, where was the first place that when you decided, all right, we're gonna do this, we're gonna go to the bar, we're gonna play, we're gonna see what kind of reaction we get? Where's the first place you played?
So the first place we got to play was in Atlanta, in my hometown, at the 217 right there on the corner. They kind of had like a summertime type thing out on the deck, and we got to go. My cousin Mikey Horn, he was doing some stuff over there, and so we got to come and kind of play. And next thing you know, there's like four or five of us up there just kind of passing the torch around, and playing
That's
a song,
awesome.
covering,
Right.
collaborating together, and it was a lot of fun. Our first actual show that was me and my partner was right there in Kinney, Illinois. So that was, we had some ranky little sound system, and making it work, and it was one of those things that we started putting more time into it, and yeah.
So first night, you're in Kinney, Illinois. A lot of nerves, I'm sure.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
So take that, and we'll get to this later, but I want you to answer this question. Take that from then to now when you get on stage or in a place getting ready to play, it's almost like night and day, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, you definitely had those nerves. One of those things is, I have in my head is just kind of tell myself, just don't suck. They always remember the bad.
I do that every day.
They
Try not to suck, right?
People for some reason always remember the bad over the good, and so, I think as time's gone on, I've gotten a lot more comfortable. And also being that new, there's so much more to it that you don't even realize, the stage presence, how you dress, how you present yourself, how you act to people. I mean, there's so many
little things a lot of people don't even think about or
Yes.
realize when they're going to a show to see something.
Right.
It's all a show.
Right.
And everything depends on your mood,
Yep.
coming in.
Yep.
Whether it's what you got on, it's going to... Because some people, especially somebody new, it's a first impression.
Right,
And first impression, you get one shot at a first impression.
Absolutely. Yep.
And if you're coming in a cut-off T-shirt and nasty jeans, and
Yep.
you're gonna be like, oh, who's this mother?
Right, absolutely.
But if you come in looking good and then you belt out what you do and you're talented, they're gonna be like, oh, who's this? You
Right.
know,
Absolutely.
it's a whole different, and it could be just a matter of a change of a shirt and pants.
Right.
So that all matters.
Yeah, and that's one thing I found too with the voice. You know, they lead on that it's very, you know, voice related, and appearance is kind of not their thing. But you definitely have to have a certain look.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you're wanting to be on TV and that type of thing, and have that type of career with music, and you definitely have to be a part. You know, now there's a lot of people out there that are just self-expression, and this is who I am, and this is what you get. You like it, you don't. That's on you.
But it's also their music. You feel that through their music too.
Absolutely.
And so, yeah, I agree with you 100% on that. The entertainment, the factor, and the show factor in it. There's a lot to learn. I mean, took me a while to learn people, and that's what it does take is people.
Yeah,
what kind of audience do you have? What
How
kind
to
of
read
crowd?
an audience
Yeah.
and crowd, and this day and age, you know, we live in a very digital society where you can listen to a song from the 60s, you can go listen to one that just came out today.
Right.
And in the matter of a snap of a finger.
Right.
So you have those type of crowds out there that is literally listening to that music from the 60s, and you got people in the crowd that are listening to today's music. And
that's why we have listeners right here, because we've got music from the last 60 years.
Absolutely.
And that's why we're doing it, is because I realize that. And that's a great point, man, is the fact that, people's attention spans are very short, one, but they also are very wide.
Right.
They want different things at different times, and so you have to offer that as a musician.
Well, with music is, you know, it's kind of a feeling. So,
Right.
you know, it plays off your emotional side of, you know, yourself. You know, if you're happy, you listen to upbeat and grooving, and, you know, you're a little down on yourself. You know, you're listening to the slow, sad songs. And I mean, that's just human
Pull out
nature.
the 80s hair band when I need that.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah. You know, you may have to flip the hair back and throw the T-top down and go, you know, listen to some Poison or something.
Right.
You know, but yeah, it's just kind of learning the nuances, you know, and the things that you may do on stage that you don't realize you do. And so, you know, we're lucky as performers and musicians that we can go back and we can critique ourselves quite a bit, because we have a lot of footage and stuff like that.
Do you videotape your performances?
Some of them I do. Some of them I don't. Part of me, I'm kind of 50-50. I don't want to give up everything that I do online, because it takes away from when you actually come.
I mean, for yourself.
Oh, for myself? Yes. So, like, when I'm learning a song, I will record myself and kind of see where I'm at, and then I can hear myself. And that's another thing that's great right now is with Jackie, she has her own studio.
Perfect.
So we're able to get together, you know, usually about once a week, sometimes twice a week. And we can sit there and play back and hear those nuances and stuff. And that's one thing I've noticed too, is that the quality of my sound has gotten tremendously better. You know, and when you're kind of an independent artist, you know, you're the one that's mixing your own sound. You're the one that's doing that. So, you know, there's people want to hear, see, feel, you know, all that when they come to a show. So you're making sure that you're dialing in on all these levels. So,
what's some stuff you like to play? We're gonna get to that here. Actually, I tell you what, let's take a break.
Okay.
Let's come back after this break, and we will talk about what you like to play,
Absolutely.
the stuff you do play, and kind of where your inspiration come from to play it. Sound like a plan?
Absolutely.
All right, we're gonna be back with Douglas Willis right here on Backroads N Barstools on Clubhouse Lounge Radio. It's Keith Gibson inside the Clubhouse Lounge Radio studio. Don't forget, you can make donations right to Clubhouse Lounge Radio by Venmoing us at CHL Radio. Drop a donation and we'll drop you a free t-shirt. That's right, you make a donation of over $20, we'll drop you a free t-shirt. So make that donation today and help us help you keep the music alive right here on Clubhouse Lounge Radio. Welcome back to Backroads N Barstools on Clubhouse Lounge Radio, inside the Clubhouse Lounge Radio studio. Thank you for joining us here on this Sunday evening. Don't forget, coming up from 7 to 10 p.m. right here on Clubhouse Lounge Radio is 3 hours of independent songwriters and singers, nothing but local music you hear when you go out to our famous dive bars and guitars right here in Central Illinois. So make sure you stay tuned in. We got a bunch of great music. And we have a great guest in the studio today. We got Douglas Willis with us. And Douglas, it has been a fantastic first couple segments here on the show. We appreciate that.
Oh, I'm loving it.
I'm good. I'm glad you're having a good time because I'm having a good time too, man. I'm learning things about you I didn't even know. So we're having a great time. But right now, we're going to flip it over and listen to one of your songs.
Okay. Yes.
And I'm proud to say that this song debuted right here on Clubhouse Lounge Radio, the first time this song, Streets of Nashville, ever played on a radio station. So I'm proud to say that your music was on my station first.
Yes.
So let's take a listen. This is Streets of Nashville from Douglas Willis Music.
My whole life I wanted to be man in his guitar with his pocket full of dreams, playing for the people, showing my heart and soul. I've been living my dream only 400 miles ago. Never walked the streets of Nashville, I swear to God I will. Never known my limitation, never had my fill. If I'm alone, I'll be okay, I'm right where I need to be. My, I'm on my way to the heart of Tennessee, streets of Nashville. 20 miles from the city limit, seeing the neon glow. Tomorrow night about this time, I'll be playing on Music Row. Anticipation, don't keep me waiting, you won't get the best of me. And all alone I knew deep down I'd finally get to see the streets of Nashville. Never walked the streets of Nashville, I swear to God I will. Never known my limitation, never had my fill. If I'm alone, I'll be okay, I'm right where I need to be. Step by step, I made my way to the heart of Tennessee, streets of Nashville. Standing under the big light, about to start my show. A gut full of butterflies and a crowd that I don't know. Take a breath and close my eyes, I set my music free. Got everything I've ever wanted right here in front of me, streets of Nashville. Never walked the streets of Nashville, I swore to God I would.
That was Streets of Nashville from Douglas Willis Music. Douglas, my friend, what a great song. So, you've been to Nashville, I take it.
Yes. Yep.
I take it you enjoy the streets of Nashville.
Oh, I love it. It's an incredible place if you've never experienced
I
it.
haven't.
You have to
Believe
go.
it or not, as much as I'm into music and as much as I enjoy local singer-songwriters and everything, that's one place. And I've been all over the country traveling. I love to travel.
Right.
I've never been to Nashville. My
Yeah.
wife says you can't do it in just a day.
No, you need to take a weekend trip, a minimum weekend trip. You know, the atmosphere is great, the food's great, the people's great. It's like a Vegas without the gambling, but add music.
Well, that's right up my alley then, because
Yeah,
I don't like to
it's-
gamble
right.
a lot.
Right.
But I do like music, and I like good food, and I like good people.
Right.
So it sounds like I need to get down there soon. But hey, let's talk about where that song came from.
Okay.
How did you get the inspiration to write that?
So I've kind of found, covering other music is great and all, but if you really want to make a name for yourself in music, you need to be writing your own music, you know. So I started writing some music, and that actually just, if you really listen to the words of the song, it's kind of my journey of trying to become that musician that's down there playing in Nashville on a regular basis. And, getting to actually go down there and record with Two Cats Music and Ben Travis, and he had some great studio musicians that came in. I had the song, the lyrics, the melody, everything kind of in my head, wrote it out on the guitar, played with a little bit. I ended up actually changing the key of the song to fit vocally a little bit better for me. And yeah, we just kind of collabed, and I was send him some stuff, he'd send it back, and we just kind of worked at it. And then I got to go down there, and then he tells me that he's going to shoot a music video, and I'm going to be his first music video that he's ever going to do with Two
Which is
Cats Music.
fantastic, by the way. I love the video.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen the video yet, or if you're just hearing the song for the first time and want to see the video, go to YouTube. It's
Yes.
right there on YouTube, and it's
Absolutely.
fantastic. You can watch it. It's well done.
Right. Yeah. So it was shot with one of the new iPhones, and
Which is crazy.
Which is crazy. The sharpness and everything about that. But he wanted to just be kind of a natural element, and
He succeeded.
yeah, he really did. I mean, I think he caught a lot of essence of that song and the purpose of that song. Just with the body movements and the motions and stuff like that, and so we bounced some ideas off each other of how that was going to go, and all in all, I think it turned out great, and I'm very proud to put my name with that song.
You should be. You
So-
should be, my friend. It's a great song. I'm
Yes.
glad that we were able to debut it right here.
Absolutely.
And you can hear it in a part of the rotation on our Sunday Music Spotlight, where we highlight local artists 7 to 10. So let's talk about what else you like to play. Because I know it's just not country you like to
Yeah,
play.
it's not just country.
No, it's a little bit of everything. So tell listeners who have never seen you perform
Okay.
and who are listening here what else you like to play.
Okay, so if you're gonna come and watch me do a live show, you're gonna get covers from Chris Stapleton. You're gonna get covers from Michael Jackson. You're gonna get covers from Pearl Jam. You're gonna get covers from Alice in Chains. You're gonna get covers from Luke Combs.
Hold on,
Garth
time out,
Brooks.
time out. You say Alice in Chains.
Yes.
Now, which Alice in Chains songs do you do?
So I do a pretty good rendition of hold on here, Nutshell.
Okay.
So that being kind of an acoustic based song,
Yeah.
I really like that one. And there's some others that I'm working on I haven't played out yet. But yeah, I'm starting to get kind of in that 90s rock groove again.
That's all right, man. I love it.
Yeah, I'm finding that people are loving the variety.
They do.
And that's one thing I get complimented on is.
Well, that's one thing. My wife and I, when we saw you play the first time, I was
Right.
like, "Man, this guy plays a little bit of everything. I like this a
Yep,
lot."
yep.
And it's just not the same genre.
Right.
I mean, when you played out some stuff, I was like, "Okay, I'm feeling this," and
Right.
you put on a great show. You do, and
Well,
just
thank
because of the variety that you play of not just staying straight country or staying straight rock or
Right.
It's literally all over the place, which is awesome.
Yeah, well, I mean, in my eyes, good music is good music. So whether that be rap, rock, country, pop, hip hop,
I think that's why we get along well.
good music's good music. There's
Right.
bad music in all those genres too. That's all opinionated, of course, but
No.
but I grew up around a little bit of everything. I listened to everything.
What did you grow up on? What did you listen to when you grew up?
Growing up, I listened to a lot of REO Speedwagon. That was a big one that my
love
mom.
me some Mario. So my old man.
My mom was a huge REO fan. My dad was a big Skinnerd and Eagles fan.
Okay.
So loved some Don Henley and
Yeah.
some Eagles. Loved the harmonies. Growing up listening.
The Doobies.
Oh yeah, Doobie Brothers,
CCR, all like that, yeah.
A lot of that type of stuff. And then then came that '80s rock of Poison and Megadeth and that type of stuff. Then I'm becoming a teenager and Metallica's into their third, fourth album. So there's good music all around, and so yeah, I kind of listened to it all. I remember one of the first CDs I ever got back when the Discman was the thing. So the first CD I ever got was the Coming to America soundtrack.
Oh, fantastic soundtrack though.
So it was like all these other kids are listening to Pantera and stuff, and we're on the bus, and here's Doug listening to Coming to America.
That's all right.
But it was all good, and then. The one CD that I really loved was Eddie and the Cruisers. Back in the day, that I listened to On the Dark Side like all the time.
That's crazy.
I loved that song with the saxophone play and
Excuse me.
but yeah, so going forward, what I try to do with my music is be that Apple playlist, be that Pandora playlist that's on people's phones, because people are listening to everything.
That's
nowadays.
why this station was created, man.
know?
So it gives an opportunity and an option for everybody to listen to something.
Yep.
Whether you want to listen to CCR, the Doobies, the Eagles,
Right.
things like that.
Right.
Or you want to listen to some great 90s country.
Yep.
Or you're into hip-hop and R&B.
Yep.
It's got everything, and you never know what's coming.
Yep.
That's the best part. That's what I love about doing this.
Right.
And that's why I enjoy your music and what you're doing, is because when you're out, you don't know what's coming next.
Yeah.
And it's fun.
Yeah.
So it does keep everybody interacted as well.
Absolutely.
And engaged. And that's a big part of, as we talked about earlier, about putting on that show, and that entertainment factor is the interaction.
Absolutely.
So what's coming up for you?
All right. So I'm going to kind of take a little slow time here in October, November, December. I'm not booking a whole lot because I'm working on individual music. That's one thing I'm wanting to kind of focus the end of this year is hopefully start having to build an album.
Are you writing quite a bit right now?
Yes, I am. So I got about 8 or 9 songs.
That's awesome, man.
That I've written. One of them I'm actually teaching myself the piano, and it's called "Break from the Rain," and it's a very.
Is it Princess?
What's that?
Princess? Is it Prince?
A little bit, but it's kind of one of those songs that I wrote this back in that time of regrouping in my life and starting over and that type of thing, and that break from the rain was just kind of like, hey, make this stop and,
Right.
and let me see.
So it's personal
skies.
stuff.
Right.
And sometimes that's the best stuff, man.
Yeah. So within my music of me writing. I want people to see me as an individual, because this is all about life experiences. This is about how I see things through my eyes, and how you interpret it as a musician or as an artist is, that's what's great about the music is I write that and then people interpret it in their own way. Mm-hmm. The one I really want to get out is called Torch, and I wrote that one about my dad passing, and just that the beautiful eeriness that death brings us, and when you hear the sound of the song, it's played in like a drop D format. It's kind of got that dark, deep, but it's got very beautiful lyrics to it, and that type of thing. So that's going to be one that I'm going to be working on that people are going to hear. And I've played it out. People have heard it, and I've had a lot of. Had a gentleman come to me one time after a show and said that he lost his dad, and he said that literally brought the hair up off my arms, and he said, I was in those shoes.
That's the moments. That's why you get on stage.
And
that's why you do what you do.
There is the greatest compliment you can get as a musician, is when you make someone feel that music.
Yep.
And so when I had an individual like that come to me and say that, then that's just all that more reasoning for me to keep doing what I'm doing.
That's right. It just keeps that drive going, that fire going.
Absolutely.
So, all right, that's what you got coming up. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back, and then we're going to find out where you will be playing and some of your favorite places to play and a little bit of other things. I got some pop questions I haven't talked to you about yet. All right?
All right.
We're going to take a quick break. We're here on Backroads N Barstools, and we're going to come right back and finish up with Douglas Willis right here in the Clubhouse Lounge Radio.
Thank you.
Are you tired of paying high prices for radio advertising? Well, you're in luck. Clubhouse Lounge Radio is for you, the people and small businesses of Central Illinois. Contact me, Keith Gibson, owner and operator, to find out how you can get the most bang for your buck by advertising on Clubhouse Lounge Radio. Call me at 217-722-3311 or send me an email at clubhouseloungeradio@gmail.com. Making small business, big business for you at a minimal price. Now back to the music on Clubhouse Lounge Radio.
Closing up another session of Backroads N Barstools here on Clubhouse Lounge Radio. It's Keith Gibson here with you in the Clubhouse Lounge Radio studios with my guest, Douglas Willis. And we have had a wonderful conversation. Got to know Douglas a lot and new things about you. Now we're going to learn what kind of events and things you're playing coming up. Where you coming up? Where can people find you, my friend?
Yeah, so I put a lot of my schedule on Facebook. So Douglas Willis Music. Give it a look there.
Make sure you follow that. You're going to want to.
Definitely try to stay up on all that type of stuff and try to stay ahead, at least a season ahead with booking and stuff like that. It's been a pretty busy year so far.
That's a good thing.
It kind of started off a little slow, and then spring hit, and it's been, I think by the end of the year I'll have a little under 30 shows. So
is that a lot more than you had last year?
Yeah, well, I've been averaging about 25 to 30. I think last year we had closer to 40 shows. Last year was a very busy year.
It's only August, my friend.
Right. No, I know. and it's, but I think one thing too is just trying to find that balance. You know,
right.
I work a full-time job too.
I feel that.
So is my girlfriend Kelly. Yeah. I love her.
That's a good plug right there. That's a great plug.
Absolutely. No,
and I love my wife because she's amazing.
She is one of the most supportive and big-hearted, caring people I've ever met in this world.
You know, and I will, on a serious note, man, I feel that 100% because I have a wife who lets me do this.
Right.
Besides my full-time job and helps with the kids. And no, I get that, man. Because if you don't have that support system,
right,
none of this happens. None of this grows. And none of this becomes fruition. Because that's why we say chasing dreams, building legacies.
Absolutely.
Because that's what we're all about, is chasing our dreams, but building that legacy for future years and down the road. Yep. So, yeah, kudos to Kelly. Thank you for doing what you do, my friend.
Yes, and a little side note, we went and got our foster license. So a week before Christmas last year, we had a 1-year-old little girl and a 2-year-old little girl show up on our doorstep. And
that's awesome.
So that's kind of been life-changing.
Yes, it is, my friend.
But definitely meaningful, and definitely knowing that we're giving these little girls, you know, a proper upbringing and teaching them. You know,
there's nothing better than being a dad, is there?
No.
Especially a girl dad.
I got 2 kids of my own. My son will be 20 in January. Blaine, I love him to death. He makes me so proud. And then my daughter Maisie will be 16. So everybody watch the roads here coming at the beginning of the year. No, I love her. She's such a smart, bright young mind.
Well, she takes after her dad.
Just beautiful kids. So all around, my family, my friends, everybody's been so supportive of me, and I can't thank them all enough for, you know, being there for me and seeing what this means to me. And honestly, it's making me the man I've been wanting to be for a long time.
I feel that, without a doubt. You know, having that support system is key.
Absolutely.
As I said, because it makes you feel whole almost.
Yep.
You know.
But yeah, getting back to where you're going to find me.
Sorry, we got a little emotional there for a second.
It's all good, man. That's what these interviews are about is, for people to get to know me as a, individual. A human.
Not just a musician, but a person.
A person.
Yeah.
That's right.
So what are we playing? Where are we going next?
One thing that was really cool this summer is the Beach House down here in Decatur. They hired me as their house musician. So I'm playing 3 Sundays a month there on the deck.
That's on my to-do list because I've heard nothing but great things about the Beach House.
Oh, great food,
great food.
Staff,
it's fantastic.
Scene.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah,
my wife and I are trying to get over there, and with kids, it can be difficult.
Yep.
But that is on our to-do list this summer before the summer's over is to find out over there. So that's great to hear.
So I play over there from noon to 3. I'm going to be back over there August 11th, August 25th. September 1st, September 15th, and then my last show for the year is going to be September 22nd. So
there you go. There's a lot of chances to see Douglas Willis play his music and give you a variety of music that he does so well over at the Beach House. Where else you going?
And the one thing I can say about that is it's a family-friendly environment. It's not a bar. They do have drinks if, you want to come have a mimosa or something like that, right on. But there's a lot of kids and grandparents and stuff like that are coming out and sitting and watching.
And it's right on the lake.
It's right on the lake, and so it's hard to beat. And then also here in August, Jackie, my bass player, her and I decided here at the beginning of the summer that we were going to try to do a talent show for kids from like 4th grade to senior year. We're doing that over in Waynesville. We're hosting that on August 16th.
Oh, that's awesome.
We've had a few kids sign up. We're just going to have some instruments up at the park, sound system ready, and they can kind of come up and just kind of do their thing. So we were hoping for a little more contestants to kind of, join.
August 16th, you heard that, folks. If you know somebody who's got some talent, there's your chance.
Right.
It's kind of an open mic then. Open
mic for kids.
That's awesome.
And, because that's the future, and you got to put time and energy into it, and so bless her heart for coming up with that idea and going through with that, and donating her time to do that. So we'll be there. It's up at the pavilion there uptown in Waynesville. So on the 17th, we're doing a private party in Loda up there at the golf course. We went there last year. They loved us. They have a cheese and wine event that they do. And we went there last year. It was about 150 people. And boy, we had them all dancing and had a great time.
Well, so you always do, man. You get great interaction.
We got invited back to that. And then moving into September, I'm going to be up around Joliet. We've been playing up at this place called Jackie's Slots and Shots. And
say that 4 times fast.
Yes, but that place is an awesome. I've made friends there that are family now.
That's awesome.
And they've just been very supportive of me since the get-go. And so we go there and we love it. So, and then the 20th of September, that Friday night, will be at Irish Circle from 7 to 10 p.m. Another great place there in Walpella. Got good food. Come get a bite to eat and sit back and listen to some tunes.
I think that's a dive bar we're going to have to hit on the next dive bars and guitars.
Oh, absolutely.
Backroads and Barstools.
Absolutely.
Party bus trip.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of great things about the Irish Circle.
The Irish Circle is very very hometown little bar.
I love those, man.
It's that I would say the Irish Circle is probably one of my home bars. And then I got another place there in town in Clinton that just opened up. It's the old Wishbone. But I'm going to give them a shout out. Bees Almost Home. They just had us there this last weekend, and man, we had a blast. We had. The crowd was.
It's fun to play in your hometown, isn't it?
And yeah, playing in my backyard, and there's a lot of these places that I've played multiple times that it just feels like home.
Yep.
Bargen is one of them. I've played there multiple times. The Full House. Played there, Kenny, the Irish Circle. Those I would say are kind of the hometown favorites. So
2 years ago, would you ever thought you'd be doing this as much as you're doing it now?
Honestly, no. Because it was one of those things that I still had that self-doubt, and then, having some projects that weren't working, so it kind of was like, well, do I keep doing this? But I'm so glad I have not stopped. And actually, my family and friends, they aren't going to let me stop. I mean, they are behind me 100%. They're pushing me to do great things. And the great thing about this is if, I go play on a stage in front of 20,000 or 20 people, I'm still doing what I love.
That's right.
And I don't think I'll ever see myself not doing it.
It's fun, isn't it?
It is. I have a
I feel that, man. I do. Yeah. It's a lot of fun, whether I'm sitting here with you or I'm sitting in front of 500 people at a music festival or wherever I'm at. It's all about just having fun, and that's what it's all about. Absolutely. So before I let you go, though.
Yes.
You're a huge Chicago Bears fan.
I am a Bears fan.
You're a good man.
So I'm one of those,
are you excited?
I'm one of these rare breeds, though, because I'm gonna support that Northern Illinois, but I also support that Southern Illinois, and for baseball, I'm a Cardinals fan. So
you can leave the studio now.
I know.
No, I'm kidding.
I know.
No, I'm kidding.
But so yeah, I'm one of those hybrids, that for football and hockey, I am Chicago. For baseball, I gotta go St. Louis. So.
Well, I'll let you. Let's slide because I like you a little bit. So
right.
Yeah, I'm excited for football season, Bears season coming up, and you can get some Bears gear right here at Clubhouse Lounge Radio.
Oh yeah, I see the cups. They're nice.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to get those out and get them out to everybody. But man, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here on Backroads and Barstools. We wish you nothing but the best, man. You're a good man.
Well,
you're a good father. And your music is fantastic, and you are going to go places with that attitude, and I can't wait to see how far you fly, man.
Yep. Staying humble, staying appreciative, and just keeping that smile on my face and getting to meet all these new people. I mean, I'm constantly meeting new people and finding new people that start following me, and it's just, I thank all of them because, without them, this wouldn't happen either. So.
You're the epitome, my man, of chasing dreams.
All the establishments, all the private parties, all the families, the friends, everybody that's just been supportive. I thank all of you. And like I said, without having that support, man, it'd be really hard to be doing what I'm doing right now.
Yep.
And but I love it, and I want to thank God too for
amen to that,
changing life,
yes,
and letting me see a different path for me, And it's been a heck of a journey, dude, and I don't want it to stop.
I don't want it to stop either. Keep chasing those dreams. Keep building that legacy.
Yes, sir.
And we'll keep playing you right here on Clubhouse Lounge Radio.
Keith, it's been an honor.
Douglas Willis, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you check him out on Facebook. Make sure you listen to his music. Make sure you go listen to Streets of Nashville on YouTube. Check out the video. It's fantastically done. And we will be back here next week, 6 to 7 o'clock, right here on Clubhouse Lounge Radio with another edition of Backroads and Barstools. Have a great night, everybody. Get ready for your fresh local music from 7 to 10 p.m. right here on the station. This is Backroads and Barstools on Clubhouse Lounge Radio.
I love the variety.
You guys have great music. Oh my God!
Moonwalking through your AirPods, smart speakers, and a boombox. Hits from yesterday and today. Clubhouse Lounge Radio.